Hey, and welcome to another episode of Nerd BS. We are on episode 41, and it is August 17th, 2022. I'm Alan, and I'm joined by Chris or K
Hello,
Bizzle. Which
hi.
do you prefer?
Yes.
I don't know.
I mean, Chris is fine. That's my
Chris is fine.
God-given name. If I had Kate Bizzle on my birth certificate, that'd be kind of cool. But Chris is fine.
Yeah, I think that can be
Would
arranged.
it?
And Kyle over here. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Excellent. Uh, so I don't know. What games have you guys been playing this week? Have you been doing anything fun?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Diving in. Yeah, you heard me.
So much fun.
Yeah, especially
You guys
me over
started
here.
school, right? Like right
The best.
away.
Yeah, we did.
And
That was
We
last
d-
week. Last week
Yeah.
Wednesday or Tuesday.
That's
Tuesday, yeah.
so
Yeah,
not a
you were
lot of
about
games.
to. Not as much as I
Oh.
was. I started playing Chrono Trigger on the
What?
DS.
Oh,
So I will confess I've never beaten Chrono Trigger.
no?
No.
I've never
And
beaten it either.
it seems like one of those ones as an RPG fan that I should have beaten when it
Yeah,
came out on the Super Nintendo.
for sure. It's one of the ones I've always wanted to do because of Toriyama's work on it. Like that one and
Yeah.
Dragon Quest too. Like I've always like really wanted to get into, just for that alone.
Yeah, it's
Um,
really good. I did my research. I watched one of those. I've been finding these really in-depth videos of these people that have a lot of time on their hands, and they're doing video essays essentially, and like they
yeah.
break down each port of Chrono Trigger because there's one on Super Nintendo, the original, and then the DS, and then there's a PlayStation one, and I'm sure there's another one I'm forgetting. And the
Yeah, didn't they
DS seems like
re-release one of the ones like Chrono Cross, right? That's one of the
yeah, they just
on Switch.
remastered it
Yeah.
on the
Hmm.
Switch. But yeah, I got to beat Chrono Trigger first. But yeah, the DS one
Is it
is
actually a sequel? I thought that I have no idea.
he's
I'm just
kind
like
of.
guessing, but I thought it was like a just like a
I think it's kind of
another
like that
game.
the Army of Darkness thing. Remember how it's
Oh,
like it's a sequel, but it's its own thing, but it's almost the
gotcha.
same thing. Just don't question it and enjoy it.
Makes sense.
So
Got it.
yeah, I got the DS one, and it's been really fun. But uh, I got to use a guide because I just started wandering around, and I was like, I don't have time for this. I can't just wander. I can't spend an hour and like make
I
zero progress.
I've definitely been there on some older games that are very like vague on where to go next.
Yeah, yeah. I
I've
can't do
just
that
pulled up a
anymore.
guide because I'm like I don't got
Hmm.
time. I got a limit that I want to play this game and beat this game. I don't want to just
Yeah,
try to figure this out right now.
yeah. It's
Right.
literally the time aspect. It's not just like that
Is
I
it
don't
your
want to do
window
it.
of like interest too, right? Because old graphics, things like that. So my window of interest only lasts so long. It only
Yeah,
lasts
that
for so
Yeah,
too.
long.
that's
That
very valid.
too.
I didn't even
I
think
can
about
only
that. That's
walk in
true.
4 directions so many times before I just fed up with it.
Uh,
So been there, definitely been there. Try to do some retro stuff, and I was like, yeah, it's got me 2 hours max, and I'm gonna get as
Yeah,
much out of it as I can. But these buttons, this graphics, the frames, the
yeah.
mechanics, how things are
They
supposed to work, but it's not working. No.
I will say with this one, like the DS one, and the Final Fantasy games they put on the Switch, they have a fast forward feature and a rewind feature, which is like that makes it
oh
so much
yeah,
better to
those
play
are a
those games.
godsend. I've been playing.
Yeah,
I was playing 7 that way for a bit, and also I think 8 a little bit. But yeah, it does make it a heck of a lot better.
yeah, it
Being able
does.
to speed those fights
Yeah, the quality of life stuff's just like, let's
and the
go. I don't
turning
care what you
off
have to say.
turning off the random encounters and stuff,
Oh
just
yeah,
to, just so you don't have to keep worrying about it. It's like I'm
I don't
leveled
want to
enough. I don't
grind.
want to fight anymore. Uh, I've actually been playing some Yakuza. I'm playing a lot of Yakuza Zero. I think about 20 hours in now.
Jeez.
Going through that one. I'm enjoying
Nice.
that a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
those
That's like the Grand Theft Auto-ish type B game, right?
yeah, it's like Grand Theft Auto mixed with like a fighting game. I like a
yeah.
beat 'em
The
up, more like a beat 'em up, not a fighting game. Like a
I
beat
would
'em
say
up, and
the
then
fighting's probably better on Yakuza
yeah,
Oh,
than
I'm
then
sure.
Grand Theft
Oh, I'm
Auto.
sure. I'm
oh
sure.
yeah, and The story is like way more dramatic. I've actually really enjoyed uh, the writing, uh, even though there is no dub option. It's only sub, which it's at first I was annoyed, but then after I got used to it, it I don't know if it adds to it, but it definitely really good voice acting.
Is that
I
for
was
all
really
of
enjoying
them or just Zero?
it. I know the first one from I did look it up because I was annoyed. I was legitimately annoyed at first. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Hmm.
Until I finally gave up because I was already enjoying the story. But I did look it up, and the first game on PlayStation 2 um, did have a dub with Mark Hamill actually.
What?
Wow,
Yeah, apparently he was involved in it,
dude,
but apparently it was a
he
pretty
was
bad dub, and they just stopped doing
he,
doing it from
he
then
was in
on.
a lot of video games
Yeah.
at around that time, like PS1, PS2 time.
I
He
don't know
was
who
just
else was in it,
raking
but
in.
that was like the first thing that popped up when I looked it up. That it was like, oh, they did a dub, and Mark Hamill was in it, and he was all right, but everybody else was terrible. Yeah. But
Yeah,
my brother was
it's
playing this.
gotta
Was
outshine,
it?
like if you have a good actor, right? And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
the
It
rest
makes
are
it even
like either
worse.
just up and coming or not even
Hmm.
actors. It's yeah.
My brother's played the seventh right now, and he says that there's a dub on that. So I don't know. That's the newest
Okay.
one, Like a
How
Dragon.
many are there?
I think that's the last one, but
That's the
there's
most
like
recent
two
one, yeah.
side ones on PlayStation, and I guess there's a game called Judgment. I think it is
Hmm.
on
Yeah,
PS5.
and
That's
Lost
also in the
Judgment.
universe. Yeah, it's also in the same universe.
But that's the
Um,
opposite side. You play the detective.
oh, is that what it is? I
Uh-huh.
kept seeing it every time I searched Yakuza on PSN. It kept popping up, and I was like, "What the heck is
It's
this?"
well, yeah, it's a really popular one. I haven't played that one, but it looks I've watched almost all of them. I've someone else stream them, and
Oh yeah. Well, I
it's
could
great.
see you doing that
Okay.
because the
Okay.
cutscenes are so phenomenal that it would
Hmm.
make sense that you could just watch through it.
Hmm.
Uh, and they're all at least 0, 1, and 2, and Like a Dragon are all on the PlayStation Extra right now too. So
Nice.
if
Nice.
you
Nice.
haven't
Nice. Nice.
played them, they're
Do you
on
have
there.
that, Chris? Do you have PlayStation Plus
Yeah,
Extra?
I'm subscribed to everything, man. Even Switch,
Sub
the
it and
Switch
forget
thing,
about it.
and yeah, right. Freaking, I can only imagine what my banks just nickel and diming for everything, every little thing.
Yeah, you
I
could buy a
probably
new
have a Kohl's
car.
card somewhere, and I don't even freaking use Kohl's. Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Signed up for it and forgot.
You know how much Kohl's cash you'd have by now?
Oh
You
my
just
god, I
focused
would
on
have
that.
all the polos
Oh
and
boy.
socks, man. All the polos and socks.
So you know, you get it. The socks. That's where you go for socks.
You been playing anything this week, Chris?
Um, it's in there, but the Fortnite Dragon Ball
Oh,
Z.
okay.
Yeah, man, I've been playing that a lot. And then of course Apex because the new season just dropped about a week and a half ago.
All right.
Nice.
So just back
That's
to
always
my
fun.
roots. Yeah, back to my roots. Nothing
Nice, nice.
new. Oh wait, that's a lie. I've been playing a lot of Scrap Mechanic. That game's really interesting.
I've never
I
heard of that
enjoy
one.
that. Yeah, it's like a sandbox type game with physics based building for vehicles and stuff like that. It's really, really fun if you have like a innovative, creative
Yeah,
brain.
like a
It's
tinkering kind of
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Super fun, super fun. For something you're like, man, I really want to make an AT-AT. Like you can make that right if you know how to do the physics, make the machine work so that it walks on its own. Like it has that ability just to build whatever you want in that game. It's really really cool. Um,
That sounds pretty
if you're
fun.
creative, yeah,
Is
it
that
is.
Yeah.
multiplayer too? That
Yeah,
one?
yeah, it is.
Nice.
It is.
Is
It's
it?
PC too.
All I could think about was Banjo Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
Nuts and bolts. I thought the same thing.
Is it like that?
No, no, no. That game was awful.
That
No,
was so.
that game was
Ugh,
so bad.
I
And then they
never
it
got a
changed
was.
chance to
Banjo up.
play
He
it.
was all like buff and grungy.
Yeah,
Like
it
what?
Yeah,
Like
wasn't.
what is this?
It
very
would.
odd looking.
It's one of those instances where it's like if you hadn't had Slap Banjo Kazooie on there, it probably would have been an okay game, like for
Yeah,
building, right? Like
right.
an okay building vehicles game. But yeah, like they totally look what they did to my boy in there, man. They massacred him.
He was edgy. He
It,
was hip.
I was so mad. I think that was one of those games. Wasn't even retro when it came out. I played for like 15 minutes. I was like, yeah, that's it. I'm done. I'm
I
never
never,
coming back.
never even turned it on.
Yeah, I
I
never
Smart.
even
couldn't.
touched it.
Yeah, I couldn't see the banjo at 64 banjo because it was all I could think of.
Yeah, I love that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I went back and played that one again.
I couldn't do it now because those. Oh my god. Ugh.
I
Ugh.
played it on the Xbox because they have it
Oh my.
Yeah.
What?
on the
Oh,
rare
they do.
replay,
Right. You do. Yeah, that's
I
right. That's right.
and it
I
does
actually,
make a difference on that controller.
yeah, I dusted off my Xbox 360 like 2 years ago when they announced Banjo for Smash to purchase and play it on my Xbox 360. You heard me.
You
That you
still
can
got
still
that thing?
use for that stuff. I don't.
I mean,
That's the
Mm.
last
I
Xbox I
got
have,
one.
and it's just I have one. Yeah.
It's a
So
paperweight, but
I was like, there's no way this can't play Banjo Kazooie. I'll do it.
Paperweight. Xbox 360 is a brick. You can freaking. That's a chalk for your car. That's what that is. That's what that is. He said a paperweight. Oh my god.
Yeah, the
Yeah, that's a
curved
good
one
idea.
too, not the boxy one too. It's the original. It's
Oh,
the
Oh
arcade
yeah.
edition.
I can't believe it's still running.
That was
Oh
a
yeah,
tome.
it's
That's what that
running.
is.
It's running.
I actually have two. I have the other two models, not the original one.
Oh,
Mm.
Yeah,
I actually dug up a Super Nintendo in my garage not too long ago.
nice. That's always fun.
There's nothing with it, just the console itself. But I was like, oh, this is cool.
I
you
got
can
some
get the
games.
cords.
You want to buy some Super Nintendo games? I got you. Come on over. I
Man,
got you.
don't try to
Come
sell
over to
me.
the
I
Emporium.
got Bubsy and Captain America. What do you want? Which one? That's it. I got those two.
Two
That's all I got.
classics.
They're all you need.
That's pretty much it.
All right. Let's go through our social stuff real quick. If you want to contact us at NerdBS, we got at nerd_BS. And my Twitter is at ScadMatrix. And if you contact either of those or our email at nerdbackstory@gmail.com and join our Discord where we just talk about all sorts of random stuff. And why don't you go through your stuff, Chris?
I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitch. And what's the other one? The one we were talking about earlier that sends all the crap to
TikTok?
China. Yeah,
TikTok,
that's the one.
yeah.
Yeah, the data mining. So yeah, the data mining one. Yeah,
Animating
that one.
one. Yeah. If you're comfortable with that, you can find them on there.
Yeah, if you're willing to give up, the rights to your firstborn and your blood sample and your social to China, I mean, yeah, I'm there too. You can find me in all those K-Bizzle4 and all everything. K-Bizzle4 gaming on everything. I was actually blessed enough to get all of that. So there it is.
Awesome. All right. What about you, Kyle?
You can find me at Skybossin Video Games on Instagram, and then you can find everything else from there if you go to Instagram. And I watch all my TikTok videos on Instagram when they come out 3 weeks later.
I've been seeing a lot of stuff on a lot of TikToks on Twitter too. So they find their way around. So you
They get it, yeah.
Anything that matters will find its way somewhere else, I guess.
It spreads. And YouTube's starting to get them too.
Is that
YouTube
that's
Shorts.
their slogan? It
Shorts,
spreads.
yeah.
TikTok.
I kind of like the shorts. They're not
They're
bad.
the same thing.
I know, that's what I'm saying. But it's just like it's not as messy as Instagram.
What do you mean? Okay.
Their algorithm though on YouTube, oh my! If you sit on one for any amount of time, you're just gonna get 4 of those in a row. It's crazy.
I've
YouTube
seen my son
There,
checking those out, and I just assumed he was on TikTok, and it ended up being YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube Shorts is a big
And
thing.
were you pissed?
I was just furious. I was like, we only send our information to China, not Google.
Not to San Francisco, all right? We don't want any of that.
Yeah, those Silicon Valley yuppies with their chai lattes and everything bagels. No, sir, I say no.
Everything bagel. It's funny you mentioned that.
I'm sure. Go ahead.
Well, we're gonna. I mean,
we got some
I'm not the
weekly
transition guy.
stories.
Yeah,
I know. I have to keep cutting everybody off because we're having so much fun here. All right, so we got anybody excited for She-Hulk? It comes out tomorrow. We usually watch all the big Marvel shows on here. I don't
Yeah.
even know. Did you guys even finish Miss Marvel? I did, but I
No.
never heard anything in our Discord. I
Dang
think I
it.
heard
I
like
know.
one thing about it.
Yeah.
Now we have
I
She-Hulk.
think Pick said something
Yeah, I think I talked
about
to
it.
him for a hot minute about
I'm
it.
not going to finish Miss Marvel. I'm
I
just gonna be
enjoy Miss
honest.
Marvel a lot. I think you should finish it. It's great.
I,
Uh,
I have no intent on watching it, so
yeah.
don't feel bad, Kyle. Don't feel
Well,
bad.
what about
Miss
She-Hulk
Marvel
then?
or She-Hulk or both?
Yeah.
She-Hulk, I'm interested because it's something different, and we've always known about her, but no one ever really like talks about her. For her to get her own show, I think it's interesting enough, right? It's just far outside the norm, but I'm interested.
Yeah. It's yeah. I don't know if they've ever done her in live action, and I
No,
use
Yeah,
that
never.
she. I think she
tentatively.
showed up on the original Hulk show.
The original, yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
was thinking. Like
I think she
the
did
With
Lou
Lou
pop up on that
Ferrigno.
Ferrigno?
show. Yeah, with
Yeah,
Lou
Oh,
Ferrigno. I will look into it. I will Google it though. But uh,
that is actual live action though.
yeah,
Unlike this one, which is weird. CGI, and that's the thing. That's my tentativeness because I don't. I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna start it like I did with Miss Marvel. We'll see because it looks kind of. It doesn't look like it has a plot other than her turning into She-Hulk, like an origin story, I guess. And here's the thing: if I hadn't had seen someone else comment on it, I probably wouldn't have noticed. So I'm not going to make a huge deal out of it. But the CGI doesn't look great. But there's a lot of comments on it, and once I read that, I looked back at it, I was like, yeah, I guess it could be better for where Marvel's at, right? They should be at the top of anything CGI coming out. It should look new and spectacular. But that being said, I wouldn't have noticed really if someone else didn't say anything.
what do you think
So
the budget is for the show, though? Right, like that probably takes a lot of
yeah,
money
well,
to
and
yeah.
go
that's
a
that's my
budget.
concern. Then why are we doing so many of these shows if the quality is getting rinsed out?
I mean, it might get better, but it's She-Hulk.
It
They're
got
really,
better.
Yeah,
I mean, like
I
they're
haven't
throwing
seen
it at the
She-Hulk yet, but the CG in Miss Marvel is really good. I mean, the CG in Moon Knight was really good. So
yeah. Moon
I'm
Knight
not
was
really
really good.
worried
Yeah,
about it.
Moon Knight CG was pretty good.
Yeah, so I'm not really worried about that. I kind of wish it was a little bit more muscular. But other than that, because right now she just kind of looks like Gamora.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
Oh,
a good
yeah,
point.
yeah. That's right. Yeah.
which kind of bugs me a little bit, but I'll have to watch the show before I make any extreme judgments because I've only seen what the trailers have shown. But still, so maybe I would have preferred her to be more distinct. I mean, obviously, they're really showing off how much bigger she is, as in taller. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Than Gamora. They seem to be displaying that a bit, but we'll have to
So,
see.
and here's the thing too with that. Like, why not spend a bigger budget and put it into a movie? I've talked about the Eternals before. Like, the Eternals
Yeah.
should have been a show, and could have made for a really good show.
I think that
Um,
Eternals is getting a sequel, right? I think I heard about that
I
as
don't
well.
know. It was like it's the lowest rated Marvel movie they've done so far as ratings or
Yeah, because I
reviews.
haven't even watched it. That's one of the only things I haven't watched. Um,
Yeah.
no.
So we'll see. I'm not that excited for it. I will watch it eventually. I need to ask my wife if she wants to watch it. I don't even know if she knows about it because she tries to
We're
watch it with
definitely
me.
gonna watch it, but we watch all of them as a family as well. And so I will definitely watch it, and I'm actually excited for it because I'm kind of curious what the tone's going to be
Right.
in She-Hulk, versus because she's not. She is a superhero, but this at least with the whole attorney at law subtitle, I'm curious if they're going to make it more like a court show or something like that instead.
And I also think of Birdman immediately. Harvey Birdman.
You're not wrong. I don't complete diversion, but did you ever watch the new Harvey Birdman? What I don't know what her name is.
Oh
They brought
yeah, it
him
was
back.
awful. It was
Yes, it
awful.
was. It was awful.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, like a spin-off. of his
Yeah, I
daughter or
actually sat
something.
down and watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes, and
Yeah,
it was just bad.
it should have never been made.
'Cause I got excited for it when I heard when it was coming out. I actually went through and binged the original show, and
Yeah, there's
yeah,
even the Harvey Birdman game. It's not great, but it's just stupid fun. There's a video game for it. So
yeah.
Of course there is, and you would know.
yeah, see, it's on PSP too. Your favorite console,
Oh
On
Chris?
Wii as
God.
well. Yeah.
Probably. Who
Oh.
cares though? PSP is where it's at. Best way to watch movies in 2022 off your
It's not
PSP.
even close to the size of your phone screen.
Okay. No, well, I connect the component cable up to my Sony Trinitron
You have a better you have a better
CRT
system
TV.
for that PSP.
Knock it off. Jeez
At
Louise.
some point, it's just gonna be
You
better
think I'm
system
joking,
for it.
but I
You're
watched
not.
it.
That's the scary. That's
You know,
oh God.
I watched the movie the other night. I watched the Family Guy Star Wars movies on it.
We don't have we don't have DVDs in this house. We have UMDs. It's not on UMD. I don't want to know about it.
This is the worst name ever. Universal Media Disc. Universal in what world? Like, what are you talking? It plays on one thing.
Right. Whose universe?
One
Yeah.
device.
Whose universe? Whose universe?
See, the UMDs everywhere, everything, everywhere, all at once. There we go. There's a transition.
There it is.
I don't know anything about this, so I'm giving this to you, Kyle. What
All
is
right.
this?
Chris, have you seen this? Have you seen this movie?
No.
Have you heard of it?
Nope. Running the trailer as we speak.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
I'm learning as you're talking. Go.
All
for
right.
it. I'm
So
listening.
yeah, the link I put in there, by the way, if you're running that, is like a behind the scenes thing. So it might be spoilers. This movie, I'll just start it with this. This is what Doctor Strange should have been. This movie,
Okay.
at least the plot. Like obviously not the same characters, but it is about a multiverse idea where every one of your choices like goes into a tangent universe. So like, you know, that thing that you didn't do 10 years ago, what if you did do it? There's another universe where you did do that and your life ends up completely different, right? So the main character is like she's like the lowest point universe, right? Like everything went wrong, everything's miserable kind of deal, right? And then she gets thrown into this fight where she has to go into the other universes of her life and see like what if she did pursue her acting and dancing career, what would that have been like, you know? And so there's a big evil force, and you mentioned everything bagel, and that's it's a little bit of a spoiler, but the evil person she's like, I don't know why they call it everything bagels, because it's not everything. Well, I put everything in the universe onto this bagel, and it basically creates like this black hole void bagel. And so
Wow.
yeah, yeah, but it's like it's a really compelling story, and I got to give points to my wife. She knew the actor in the movie, was the same actor that played Short Round in Indiana Jones.
Oh, he's actually getting work. Yeah, because
Yeah, he came back to acting.
mentioning recently that due to the amount of roles that Asian actors were starting to get in Hollywood, he had regretted not staying in the acting field.
Yeah,
longer,
yeah.
which was a really cool thing to hear about.
Well,
So
once
I'm
she
glad to
mentioned
see that
that,
he's in a movie. Yeah.
right? Once she mentioned it, like you could totally tell because it's almost like his voice hasn't changed since he was a kid.
Really? I didn't know that. That's
It's
crazy.
noticeable. Yeah, and he was in the Goonies too. I forgot what
Yeah.
his
Yeah,
name
he was,
was,
in the
but
Goonies.
but yeah, like he was fantastic, really funny. So yeah, it's I try not to spoil anything, but it's about a multiverse thing, and you're like, here's the question I've been asking: like, is this movie really that good, or have I just watched a bunch of mediocre movies to where this one's slightly better?
Yeah.
You know, it's like it is good. It's a good movie. You know, it's I won't deny that, but it's just is it just surrounded by stuff that's not very good?
Yeah, we are
So
we are kind of at the point where anything that's kind of new and different, and not a sequel, prequel, or
Yes.
reintroduce,
Yeah.
Yeah,
rehash.
that
Yeah,
too.
it's kind of nice. It's kind of refreshing to
Even
experience
how
that.
obscure it is. Yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I have to agree with that 100%, Alan. Like just something fresh. It's like, well, this is different, something I'm not used to, but it's not the same thing that we're always seeing. So
Right.
you look at it at a totally different lens, right? It's a completely fresh, untainted lens. So I can see that being a
That's a good
huge
point.
caveat.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, and that I think that gives them freedom too in the story to just go where they want, right? You don't have to put a Skywalker
Hmm. They don't
into
have
into the
different
movie.
CEOs or producers or whatever trying to make sure they follow this particular storyline or
Right.
not tread on anybody else's movie that's coming up soon.
Right. And you don't have like a book mafia saying they ruined it. That's not how it
Yeah.
happened in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how
Oh,
it
yeah.
boycott the
For
movie.
sure.
That's not how it happened in the book. That's not how my
Yep.
character is supposed to look. They
Is
don't
it
look that.
is
That's
it
my one that
available
bothers me the
anywhere,
most.
Kyle, or do you not know?
Say that
Like,
again.
is it available anywhere that you can think
Yeah,
of?
yeah. I just rented it off Amazon
Is
and
rented?
watched it.
It's not like on any of the streaming services you can
Not
rent it.
yet. It's
No.
probably going to be there soon. I wanted to watch it, and so I
Well, that's
rented
good.
it.
I'm glad
But
you're
it, yeah,
supporting them at least.
right, yeah. I'm not going to the movie, so I guess I'll give them a few bucks.
Well, you
You
are
will.
So
going
Papa
it,
Pesos needs it.
yep. So
well, you
it'll be on one of the streaming services soon.
soon
I'm
enough. Yeah.
sure, but highly recommend it. I have to stop and think about it, how to say the title every time because it's everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah.
And Michelle Yao is the main actress in it from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and
Oh,
she's
okay.
fantastic as well. Yeah, there's martial arts in it. It's not a heavy focus, but it's in there.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, and it's really good. So you guys need to check it out. I'd love to hear what you guys think of it
I will definitely have
next
to check
time.
it out. I'm actually curious about it now. So
Yeah,
I
Likewise.
may have to
yeah,
wait for it to be on a streaming service.
yeah.
Yeah.
I get that, and like I said, I will end it with this. That I feel like Doctor Strange's plot should have been more geared like this because it just was so much more fun. We actually went to different universes and stayed there for a while, and it was it was a fun story. So check it out.
Excellent. Well, now I think we're moving into what looks like to be like the Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Hour. So we got got
It's always Dragon
we
Ball
got this
Hour.
weekend's coming up, and I know me and Kyle got tickets. I'm not sure if you're planning on seeing it soon, Chris, but Dragon Ball Super Superhero is coming out. The next Dragon Ball movie after Broly, which I think the Dragon Ball Super movies have just gotten progressively better. So I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer for this one or have been looking into it at all. I mean, I know I have. Um,
I haven't
but it's coming
really,
up.
I haven't researched it at all because I just want to go in blind. That's my favorite way to go into movies.
Yeah, uh, I was really trying to go on blind, and I got really into Dragon Ball recently, leading up to this, and I was watching videos and other stuff. And then
Hmm.
just today on my YouTube feed, like 3 or 4 videos popped up, and I don't know how spoiler they were, but they had titles and pictures that I am scared that I think I got spoiled for like a couple things, which is frustrating.
That is, yeah, that's another reason I don't like doing it. It's just like sometimes they put too much in there. Like you don't need all that. Just show me the main guy. Is it Gohan? Is Gohan going to be in there? Good. I'm sold. That's it. That's all I need to
Yeah,
know.
it's a Gohan Piccolo story, which is nice.
Hmm.
They're
Yes,
in the
the
line,
Gohan
which is
pickle.
nice.
Sorry. Yep. 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 Yep.
Um, I don't know how much into anime you guys are extremely, but how do you feel about it being the first CGI Dragon Ball
Yeah,
movie?
I was going to
Is that
comment
what
on
that
the way it
is?
looked. Yeah,
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
just
what that is?
CGI.
Oh man.
it looks
I'm
pretty
watching that
First
clean.
time
trailer.
they've done this. First time we've seen Dragon Ball in CGI that's not in a video game.
Not a video game. Yeah,
Not a video
it does kind of look like a video game. at first glance,
Yeah,
like the video
especially if you
game
go back and look
cutscenes.
at the first trailer, it's even worse. They've spruced it up a bit
Yeah,
since then.
Oh
is it the
yeah.
frame rate or is it
I
something?
don't.
I don't
It's kind
know.
of choppy
It looks like it's
sometimes.
almost like the characters are placed on the background, almost like they're two separate
Mm.
entities put together. That's why I was like, my eye is just seeing it funky. I,
Yeah, it does look. It looks clean overall, but yeah, there's something off about it a little bit. We'll see if it makes a difference watching the whole thing. Um, I'm excited for it because I I always felt like if you could really get a crisp Dragon Ball Z animation, it would it would play well,
I
right?
mean,
And if you like the fighting of it.
Broly was phenomenal. I mean,
Yeah,
Broly, I
yeah,
watched
yeah.
I
And
watched it again recently, and it holds up. It's
yeah,
still really good.
yeah,
yeah,
that one
good
looked
one.
spectacular. I'm referring to like the old show and even some of
Oh yeah, of course.
Super was is
Yeah, Super
rushed
had a they
sometimes.
seemed to have a rough time at the beginning of it. I don't know what was going
Yeah.
on. I heard some rumors from like Toriyama getting mad at people and stuff like that about how it was coming out, because I don't know if you guys remember the Super Saiyan 3 Goku picture that was
Yeah.
floating around for a while.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
pretty rough.
that was
The-
Um
awful.
there
So
was
good.
some
Derpy
they've kind
Goku
of
for
fixed a lot of
sure.
that, and it got better as it went on. I don't know what was going on behind the scenes at Toei though.
It was probably
Something was
rushed.
happening.
It was
Very
had
much
to.
so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost guarantee it was rushed because they just wanted to get some more Dragon Ball out. I mean, it's a big cash cow. So they need to get
Yeah.
that money flowing.
Just
But
animators'
yeah,
hands just falling off. And
yeah, yeah. If you can't tell, I'm super excited for it. I'm excited to see the time jump. We're actually, I don't know how much of a time jump it is. Um, and on the main poster, it seems like you have Goten and Trunks. They seem to be looking like teenagers. Pan, it looks like she's closer to like maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
she's getting
yeah,
up in
bringing her
years.
back. I always like Pan
Yeah,
in
so
GT.
I'm really excited to see. Like, I always love to see when they age the characters a bit, because but although the last times we've got them aged in like GT and stuff, usually they all end up seeming to retire except for like Pan, who was a character we'd even know about before GT came out, or we knew about the end of Z, but still, like Goten and Trunks like stopped fighting and stuff like that. It was pretty weird. It always seems to end up happening in Dragon Ball. So I'm interested to see what it looks like with them being a little older.
Yeah, are the latest movies are canon now, right? The Super movies?
Yes,
Or
that's
Yeah.
they've been doing a very good job about doing that. And this is I've been meaning to say that this is apparently Toriyama has had a lot to do with the movies. He had a lot to do with Broly, but apparently I keep reading is this is the one he's had the most hands-on approach with. Has been this one coming out now.
Hmm.
So that's gonna entail, but Broly and this one, um, he's had a lot to do with it. So
yeah. Looks good.
Cool.
I'm very
Well,
excited for it.
likewise.
for sure. Unfortunately, you won't have to wait too much longer to see them because apparently they're all in Fortnite now. Or what? Who's in Fortnite? Chris knows a lot about this. He's been playing Fortnite for a bit. So how is this new update of Fortnite, Chris?
So it is amazing. It's not even like you're playing Fortnite anymore. It,
Huh.
it's hard to it's so you get Goku, Vegeta, Bulma, and Beerus. Okay. And then in the game they added a Nimbus redeploy. So basically it's like
Oh.
you jump up and you can like do your glider again, so you kind of like
Hmm.
redeploy.
Uh-huh.
And then they
That's cool.
have a weapon, the Kamehameha wave. So you can do the Kamehameha. Like you have 3 charges and you can use that as a weapon in the game. So that's really, really cool too as well. Goku and Vegeta can transform as like an emote, so they can go from their base form all the way to Ultra Instincts for Goku, and then up to Super Saiyan. Is it blue? Yeah, it's blue for
Vegeta,
Vegeta.
yeah.
What's
Oh, they
Yeah,
gave him the blue evolution too, right? So he has because in
yeah.
at
yeah.
the end of Super, he gets like a new upgrade to to blue. That's
Right. So
cool at least.
he gets like standard blue, and then he gets like the dark haired blue, right? The darker
Mm-hmm.
blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So they give him that because that's his most, I guess that's his highest form reached to date,
In the
so to
anime,
speak.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, spoiler alert. Okay, he goes further beyond.
Sorry.
Nice. Yeah. Spoiler alert. Okay.
I
Yeah,
ruined that
Super Saiyan
apparently.
4. Have you
Yeah,
guys not
that's
seen
it.
that one?
Super Saiyan 4.
Have you
We've
not
seen it in
seen that one?
GT.
Yeah. It's about time they bring it into the fold. I was really
It's
hoping for that transformation because it changes their look completely, right? Not just their
yeah,
hair.
Yeah, I've
I
always
love
liked
that
Super
one.
Saiyan 4, and I mean I've liked GT as well, and that was a cool one. That I feel like it's more interesting than the God forms, to be honest, because those are
Yes.
just like
Yes,
change their hair
100%.
color. But
I really
the
wish the four was the god form, right? Because it brought them
hmm
back to like their roots,
Yes.
right? Their monk. That's their Saiyan pride with the tail and the monkey. Everything. I felt
Yeah, and the
like that
hair
should have
cut
been.
filled out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I felt like that should be the god, right? Like that should have been the god transformation because it ties in so much of their history and their culture of who they are as Saiyans, and
hmm
not just a freaking hair change, right?
you're right.
Yeah.
It did go backwards. It like kind of went back to their roots, which was nice. That God form kind of comes out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not
Yeah.
really, but compared to like where they came from.
Right,
So
right.
I completely understand.
So it's cool. I mean, but again, and then again, it's Fortnite. Seeing Goku with a gun, right, is weird.
Yeah,
Seeing Goku hit like I don't know,
Swinging a
hitting the
hammer around.
Dougie, yeah,
Yeah.
and doing freaking, I don't know, the floss,
I
and just
Oh, yeah,
yes.
the
it
dances. Oh, I
Oh,
hurts.
the
forgot.
Yeah,
Vegeta.
yeah.
There's the Vegeta
Hmm.
dance gifs are everywhere right now. I keep seeing them.
Yeah,
Oh no, I didn't.
it's heartbreaking. It
That's
really is
yeah.
heartbreaking.
No,
Um,
no, no. I
but
didn't even think about that part.
oh yeah. Oh yeah,
Oh.
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. But they do have a cool event in there where you're kind of doing quests, and instead of gaining like experience, you're raising your power level. So that's kind of cool. So they incorporated that, and then
Oh man.
there's a 2 week event, and you're doing certain missions, and you're collecting Dragon Balls. And after you get 7 Dragon Balls, you can summon Shinron, and Shinron's one of the gliders that you can get. So it's really cool tie-ins
Shenron,
that
that's
they
cool.
have. Yeah, he's a glider that you can get by collecting all 7 Dragon Balls by completing missions. So they really did their homework, and they're doing it justice, right? Like they're using the lore very, very well. There's some
That,
emotes that they
that,
added. There's some power up emotes. There's a fusion emote. Like they did a good job. They really did.
that's
They knew what they
awesome.
were doing, and they didn't stray away from it. The voice acting for the Kamehameha wave is the Japanese version, so it's not as
Yeah,
the
I saw that in the
original.
trailer. That's
Yeah,
weird.
it's the
That's
original
cool.
sound. Yeah. So it's super cool. It catches you off guard at first, especially if you've never really seen the anime, but you're like, oh, that's like Goku's like original voice. Like that's before it got dubbed. Like that's his original voice. Like they must have paid
Yeah,
a lot of money to get that that voice line, because that just it takes you back. Like you first hear it, that takes you way, way, way back. I'm like, oh man, that's yeah. So it's cool.
That's cool.
I like it. They did, like I said, they're doing a great job with it. Riding around on Nimbus is cool. They added the Kame house is on the map, so you can go visit Master Roshi's place on the map. And I hear that they're bringing a tournament of
no,
power type event here soon too, as well.
I can okay. I was watching the Twitch for a minute, and it
Mhm.
reminded me. Are they watching like Dragon Ball Dragon Ball on the TV? What was that about? That big old
Yes,
screen. What was that?
yes. So during COVID, Fortnite really capitalized on entertainment. So they started to do live concerts via Fortnite. You can log into Fortnite, and there is a different
Oh yeah.
map
I heard about
or
that. Yeah,
instance you can
interesting.
go to, and um, artists would
You're
perform
gonna
their
make me download
shows.
Fortnite, aren't you?
Yeah, they would do that. So in this one, and so in this, they gave us, I think it's 5 episodes of Super
Oh,
that you
Oh
can
really?
my
watch.
gosh.
So
That's
you can
really
go
cool.
into the little
Is it
like
like an
theater area.
events, or do you like go turn it on?
You can
How
go
does
turn it
that
on.
work?
So there's different modes, right? Like there's duos, trios, there's creative mode. So it's just one of the modes that they added to where you can just go in. It's like a theater, right? It's the
Uh
same
huh.
thing like they did for all the shows or the concerts. They just turned it into a place where you're watching Dragon Ball Z. It's on a big screen, and you go in with your character. It's basically like a watch party, but with like
Yeah.
with that room. So they just created a watch party room with I
I would.
think 5 episodes.
I don't know how they could do that, but that would be. I think that'd be really cool if like you could set up an actual watch party and pick the content. But that would probably be uh, infringing on a lot of copyright problems. But it'd be really
Oh
cool.
yeah.
Like, hey, let's go
Just a
watch a
couple.
movie together, but we go play with our avatars while we're doing it.
We'll
I don't
get
know.
there. It's like Ready Player One, right? It'll
I
get
mean,
there.
Pretty
you could
much
do
what
that in
Fortnite
VR
is now,
chat.
right?
You could do that in VR chat.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, I actually I don't have VR chat, so
VR chat, you can use your avatar, go in and watch movies and stuff like that too.
that's cool.
It's a little bit different. You're not like you're playing games, but you have your headset on and then you're in the VR world and you're in the VR world movie theater watching a movie. So that does exist. You
Yeah.
can do that.
You just plug into the Matrix.
Yep,
and
basically.
do whatever you want.
Okay, well,
Except for learn
you
karate.
kind of sold me, so I guess I'm gonna have to check it out. It came out what, yesterday, right?
Yes, yesterday was day 1 of the event.
Okay,
That's
cool.
correct.
So that means you have like 2 weeks, and probably when this actually comes out, you'll have a couple extra days that you didn't know about it if you didn't. But I'm gonna try. I'll get on there and see if maybe I can. I know my son's already been talking about it because it's been rumored for quite a while that Dragon Ball was going to come to Fortnite. It keeps popping up every time there's like a new update drop or whatever. People keep clamoring for Dragon Ball. That one and Naruto, and then Naruto came out, and I know we were in my living room, and me and my son were just talking, and I was looking at my phone, and I just saw the update, and my son got really excited about it. So I know he'll be on
Yeah,
trying to get all the Dragon Ball stuff
I
on
might even
Fortnite.
hop on there.
I will.
There's a
I
no
definitely
build
will.
mode. Super simple. Like you just run around, so that you don't have to worry
Yeah,
about
I
all the
like.
building.
I heard about that, the no build mode. That made me excited
Yeah.
because I can't build because I'm on a controller. I'm a console pleb, so
Huh.
I don't build stuff very often. So
So yeah.
that gives me a little bit more of an advantage. So I'm looking
Yes.
forward to that now.
More of a standard BR now without the build mode, right? You don't have to
Mhm.
build. You don't have to worry about people building a 5-star hotel around you or anything like that.
Right.
You just
It was pretty
it's very
fascinating to
simplistic.
watch though when I saw it when they were like building stuff while fighting. It was pretty intense, and I would see
Yeah.
people
Yeah,
go
it's
crazy with it.
crazy. Yeah, it's
I
crazy
feel
how
like
they
But
some
when
of
do
you
those
it.
get really
people that
good.
were I feel like some people that were good could put that on their resume. It's like,
Hmm.
I'm above average builder in Fortnite. It's like that's actually a skill. Like that's
Yeah,
legitimately a skill.
you spent time learning
For
that.
sure.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And
This is how
perfecting it
much
too.
focus I have. I can master this crazy shooter / builder game. All right, Kyle. You got a new segment you wanted to talk about this week. So why don't you sell this to us?
Sell you the
Well,
segment?
we already agreed on it, but just explain what you're trying to do.
Oh,
And
explain it.
talk about
I
it.
mean,
There
I
you go.
could sell it to you. You
I
absolutely
want
need
to know if
this
you gotta make
segment in your
you need
life.
to invest.
It's not that you want it. You need this in your life. So we're starting a new segment in the video game category, in order to talk about more retro games because that's a big passion of mine. Uh, I like collecting, and like I said earlier, I'm playing Chrono Trigger, which is definitely retro. And so we're starting a segment called My Favorite, where we're going to pick a category each podcast for video games. And I mean, we could get deep with it. We'll see where it goes of like subcategories. Today, we're going to do just a very big fighting game genre. So just a lot of choices, but we could even go deeper as we continue to do these. Like, we could do sub fightings genres such as like what's the one? Cause the platform fighters. We could do
Oh, yeah.
your favorite platform fighters. So today we're just gonna do my favorite fighting game, and then we're gonna have basically like your runner up. Like, so just 2 games per person. You can talk about those games as much as you want, what they mean to you, why you like them, and just kind of give a shout out to those games. If somebody listening hasn't played them, maybe it's worth giving a shot. And
Okay.
yeah, and then I want to hear your guys' choices as well, because I always like to hear games that mean something to you or were just really good, or a combination of both. So I'll kick us off with my favorite fighting game of all time, and that is Marvel vs. Capcom 2, specifically on the Dreamcast, because it came out on a couple other consoles. And it's coming out. They're having the arcade cabinet. What's that one called? That's making all those arcade
1UP.
cabinets. Yeah, they're making one. They're making an arcade cabinet of it. So,
Ooh.
if only I had. I can't just slip that on the shelf though and hide it from my
No.
wife. So
No. If you're gonna get a cabinet, it has to be the full body. It can't be a tabletop. It has to be the full standing.
yeah, I think they have both. I think they're doing
Yeah.
both. But
Yeah,
yeah, even the
I think
1UPs
they
are a
still have
little
one
bit
that
smaller.
hangs on the wall too. Makes it a little
Yeah,
something
I don't
fun
want
for you.
that. Yeah, you're right about that, Chris. So, anyways, that Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I actually discovered it while working at camp with you, Alan, whenever it came out in 1990 or in 2000 or whatever, maybe
Ooh, dang yourself.
2001.
Careful.
Oh yeah, no, we were in high school, Uh, early high school, freshman year. We'll say that. And I just remember I was the dishwasher that summer in the kitchen, and so I'd either do breakfast and lunch or lunch and dinner. Actually, it was always dinner. Everyone had to do dinner. But in between and at night, I was playing that game until my hands were raw. Because that Dreamcast controller had no cushion,
Nope.
and you had to turn it slightly to do the combos. You had to turn it at like a 30 degrees to the right, and I always thought I was good at it. I've talked about this before. I always thought I was really good at that game until you go to the arcade and use the joystick, and someone that knows what they're doing picks Magneto, and you're done. It's over. But I just remember that summer playing with you guys and challenging everyone and just like wanting to go back and play that game to unlock the 50 characters available. Just an absurd roster on that. And they never went back to that kind of roster in any of the Marvel vs. Capcoms, and it always made me sad that they didn't just do an absurd roster like that again. And then beating it's not Galactus in that one, just the random boss at the end. But yeah, man, I had a lot of nostalgia for that game, and I still play it every so often I pick it up and get my butt kicked. I'm not as good as I used to be. But my runner up for fighting games would be the Super Smash Bros. Series. Same thing with that one, a lot of nostalgia. I remember we played the very first one on 64. Alan, I think you brought Pepsis over, like a 6-pack of Pepsis, and we just
Yeah.
stayed up as long as we could because that was the most amazing game ever invented at the time. And until where it is now, and they're just almost like a precursor to Fortnite with all the characters they put in the Ultimate. They have so many random characters in that game. So yeah, those are my two favorite fighting games of all time.
Solid list.
Yeah. How about you guys?
Me? I'll go.
Yeah,
Me?
Chris.
go ahead.
Chris, you
Sure,
go.
yeah.
I'll pick someone. Sorry.
Mortal Kombat. And then for me, most recently, it's 10. That's probably
Yeah?
the most time. Yeah, it's probably the most
Really?
time I put in a fighting game,
That's cool.
like on purpose. Like I actually went into the practice or the training room to practice combo. Like that's the first time I actually ever did that in a fighting game. I don't know what about 10.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm not sure what was going on in my life and why I hated myself so much and why I wanted to play a fighting game, but Mortal Kombat
And Mortal
10,
Kombat too. Mortal Kombat's a
yeah,
little punishing.
and that's what I'm saying. Like I don't understand why 10. But it was like I said, it was the last game or fighting game where I took seriously. Like I actually practiced and made sure that I was, formidable in some way, shape, or form.
Who
Maybe
you
has something to do
use?
with the
Who was your
sword.
go-to?
I was a Sub-Zero main.
Nice, of course.
And
Good
then I
choice.
would always, and then Jax as a backup, right?
Nice,
Jax was
yeah.
like my troll character because he's usually like a C tier or whatever. He's nowhere near S tier ever because he's just one dimensional because all he does is punch. So it's easier
Yeah.
to play him. So
But he punches hard.
very hard, right? Those bionic arms, those help. But no, it's just when you ask that question, you're like fighting game. I'm like, I don't play fighting games. I was like
Oh
Alan. I'm
yeah,
like, I don't do fighting games. I don't care for fighting games. Like it, there's no like casual fighting game nowadays. Everyone has to take it too seriously, where you don't even want to enjoy it. It's not enjoyable anymore. Right? There's too many levels of
yeah,
fighters now to where it's no longer enjoyable. If you just go online, it's like you're either going to have a good fight or you're literally going to get beat so bad you want to throw your controller through the screen. Like there's no in between anymore. There's no
yeah.
casual play, and it sucks. Um,
It does
but
suck. That's a good point.
so 10 Mortal Kombat for sure, but 10X was the one that really, if I
Yeah.
had to say it was my favorite, I did it. And then not to mention the Shao Kahn fight at the very very end, which was like practically broken. You had to beat it by luck. I don't know if you ever looked up that fight and how
Uh-uh.
broken it truly is.
I
It's
believe
one of
it.
those things like where the game knows it's losing and all of a sudden it starts doing like an infinite combo where you can't touch it.
Hmm.
Like
That's probably
that's
exactly
how
it.
that's exactly what was going on. And it's just one of those things where like you had to get extremely lucky or use like a very very cheesy tactic to win. So
Mm.
it's just one of those things. And then my runner up, and I don't know if this is fair or this counts, but you know the game Power Stone,
Oh, that counts. Oh, for
right?
sure. Yeah,
But
good choice.
on Dreamcast there was like a Power Stone like clone where it was Spawn.
Oh,
You
yeah.
ever seen that one?
Oh,
And
yes.
that game is one of those games like when you were a kid, you just play all a bunch of random shit and something
Yes.
just sticks in your head.
Yeah.
That game, that particular Spawn game sticks in my head.
It's not
Like like like
Armageddon.
like
I
I
know which one it
almost
is
like I
though.
played it yesterday. It sticks into my head. It's so cool, and it reminds me of Power Stone because you know how the stones would drop, and you have to go and get them, and it's like that, almost like that
Mm-hmm.
top down 3D. You
Kind
know what I mean?
of
Like it.
arcadey.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
In the Demon's Hand is the game you're
is that
talking
what it's
about, I believe.
called?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah.
man, I'm gonna Google that right now. Like that, but that game, it just
Yeah,
man,
that was a
that
good one. Four
ugh.
players, big maps. Yeah, that was a solid game. I remember that game. That, like you said, just a bunch of random games. When the Dreamcast came out, that was one of them. Like, hey, you want to play the Spawn game? Like, what? Did you just shoot me in the face with a rocket launcher?
Right?
Yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah, that was a good one.
Very good one for me. So if you're going that genre, I'm right there with that. That game was really really cool.
Nice. I thought you were gonna say Power Stone. You had me there,
I
which
mean,
is
I did play
a
Power
good
Stone, but
choice.
Power Stone led me there. That's what I'm saying. Like the Power
Yeah.
Stone style of fighting and the way it's set up, I was like, oh, that's fun. And then, of course, Spawn was a little bit more edgy, right? It's almost like the Power Stone and Spawn were the Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat counterparts. You know what I mean? Like it was the
Mm,
lighthearted
mm-hmm.
one, and then the Spawn one was the
Yeah.
more bloody, right? The more bloody, edgy one, but it's basically the same game, just reskin, right? Like
Yeah.
between,
Yeah. This
and then of
isn't your
course,
grandma's fighting game anymore.
right, exactly, right. And it was made by Capcom too, so it was like Capcom. You see, like it just,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah. By the way, on a tangent, I still have Power Stone, but I have it on PSP. So just want to throw that out there.
Of course, everything on PSP.
They released it for that for some reason, and I got it. It's great. Good choices though.
Thank you.
Yeah, man,
Thank
those
you.
are
Thank you.
good.
Thank you.
All right,
All
Alan.
right. I guess it's on me now, huh?
It's Alan
Yeah,
here.
Well,
Did we lose me?
I was going to. Uh,
he's here.
yeah, can you hear me? I'm talking.
I
Hello.
can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
We can hear
okay.
you.
Made it sound like I wasn't being heard. Uh, so I was like thinking about it for a bit, and I got a runner up that I'm gonna pick because I can't in good faith consider it a fighting game, wholeheartedly. But I am gonna go with the only fighting game that I actually feel like I put a ton of time into, and it's actually in the Soul Calibur series, which I really love Soul Calibur in general,
Mm-hmm.
but it was specifically Soul Calibur 3. It was kind of
Mm.
the unsung, the forgotten gem I feel of Soul Calibur because it came
PS2.
out. It was on PS2. It came out like
Nice.
right after Xbox 360 came out, so
Oh
it kind of
yeah.
got left in the dust. was one of those games.
Uh-huh.
But
Because
I picked it up.
Soul Calibur 4 had that was the one with like Yoda
Yeah,
and
Yoda
Darth
and
Vader.
Darth Vader. Yeah, that was a good one
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Which I
yeah.
did play that one a lot as well. But this one I played. It was like right when I graduated high school, and I was starting to go to college, so I started getting a lot more time to myself without having to worry about going to school unless I
Mhm.
wanted to. So I was able to play this a lot with a couple friends of mine too that would play all the time. And I think mainly the reason why I enjoy this one so much is they had so much side stuff you can do. Like so much like they had this whole
Yeah.
map of challenges and this whole story mode for each character. It was this huge there's all this tons of stuff to do. And it was the first one I think that had a create a character in it
Oh yeah.
as well.
That was a
So
big
it
thing back
was
at that time.
yeah, it was a huge thing. And I've always really liked Soul Calibur. I don't know how like balanced it is and stuff. I know that it's essentially what Tekken with weapons, I guess is what I've always been told. Uh
Uh, that makes
I
sense,
guess it's
yeah.
probably pretty accurate. But I've always felt that the controls are much simpler than other fighting games I've played. The combos seem a bit more
Yeah. Smooth.
manageable.
Hmm.
Uh, and so I've always really enjoyed it. I haven't played the most current one, and now that I have this extra service, I think I might have to download it since it's on there and just give it a shot. Because I've heard it's really good. I think it's what 6 or 7 now they're on. I don't
I
even know
think they're on
anymore.
6. I think it's 6.
But yeah, but that one's really good. And for my runner-up, I really like Xenoverse, and it's
Oh yeah.
a weird one
How
because
fitting.
it is still a fighting game. Whether because I argue with my brother because about it all the time, but it is still a fighting game. I mean, they even have a way you can go with your created character and actually go to the fighting game section and play with somebody sitting next to you on the couch and actually fight with characters. I always really enjoyed the Budokai Tenkaichi games, and then when they moved on to I think it was Raging Blast. I think it was next
Yeah, a
where they
couple of
kept setting
those.
up the flying the ones where it was like a 3D environment, but you're fighting each other.
Right.
So it was
Yeah,
like a
they had a
fighting
few of
game, but it
those.
wasn't like side scroll. It wasn't like Budokai, which Budokai was really good. I remember loving Budokai a lot, but I think I really enjoyed the flying, the ones where you had way more control. And you could like throw
Yeah.
people,
It
across the
felt
map and
more
stuff like that.
more Dragon Ball style.
Right.
Exactly.
It's like
So
the new ones, right? It's not necessarily a fighting game, but the newest one just came out. Kakarot.
yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
movement in that
Yeah.
was
I mean,
I
yeah,
loved it.
that's it,
Loved that
almost a
movement.
fighting game.
Yeah, I've seen video of it, and it looks like it's very similar to the same type of combat as like Xenoverse.
It is the
Uh,
exact same actually.
it really is it that close? I haven't played
Yeah.
it,
Oh
so
yeah.
I didn't know it was that close. That's
Yeah.
cool though.
Xenoverse is the you create your own though. Your own
Yeah, you have
character.
your own created
Mhm.
character, but they have tons of characters, and like I said, you can do couch fighting, and there's tournaments on all the time. Like people are fighting all the time on that game. There's a whole PvP community as well.
What do you play Xenoverse on? What console are you on?
PS4. I play on PS4. Well,
Oh, you still playing it
PS5. I play on
offline?
PS5, but they don't have a PS5 version, so it's the
But
PS4
you
version.
can play it on the PS5.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think I don't know how much better it runs.
Oh.
It's definitely
Oh
quieter. I don't know,
yeah.
It's quieter.
but it feels about the same. I played it. I remember playing on PS4, but I don't remember much of a difference.
Oh
Uh,
man. And I remember
it's
this game. Oh yeah.
What, Xenoverse?
Yeah, I
it's
Oh
do.
yeah.
really
I'm
good. It's still pumping. They just came out with new DLC like what
no
a couple
way.
weeks ago. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's still going.
The first one or there's Universe 2, right? There's two of them,
There's
right?
yeah.
two. Yeah,
The
he's talking about
two,
two.
it just kept going. Yeah, two. They made a second one, which I'm glad they did because on the first one they had way more effect on the created character. Like basically whatever size you made would affect their stats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the
They had to
sequel,
restart it. Yeah.
they still do that, but it's much less. It doesn't matter as much. So,
I remember I
uh,
bought the first one and like all the DLC because you could get like Super Saiyan 4
mhm,
skins and stuff and I was like, "Oh, okay." And it was like $5. It was like a crazy
yeah.
sale probably cuz the second one came out.
Because the second one, yeah, because nobody really plays the first one anymore. They
Yeah.
actually even added the second one's, and the second one they as DLC you can buy the story from the first one. and actually just play it in the second one now. So you don't
Instead
even
of
have to go
buying the
back
whole
anymore.
first one, yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome. You could just
you can
play the
just use
story.
exactly. So if you really wanted
So
the story, and
um,
it's
I
actually
just
cool
want to.
because if you have a save for the first game, your character from the first game will pop up in the second one. It'll be
That's
there.
cool.
That
So
is cool. I think I played it on PS3 though.
Yeah, I don't
Was,
think I'm
was
gonna
it
it?
was
have
on
it.
PS3.
Yeah,
Xenoverse
is the
One.
first one was on? Yeah, was
Wow.
360 PS3.
Wow.
I know I played it on PS4, but I don't remember if I ever played on PS3.
Well, now I gotta look into it. Is it on Xbox right now? Like currently, can I go to the
dude,
Xbox
dude,
store
it's
and buy it?
dude, it's on Switch. Get your Switch out
No, I'm
and
I'm gonna.
My son
I'm
plays it on Switch.
no.
He
All
yeah.
loves it on
right.
See,
Switch. I play it
it
on
should be on
PS4.
Xbox. Yes.
Yeah, it's not on Xbox as
I'm
well.
definitely.
All the
Oh
DLC was on sale recently for 50% off, but the story is really good. It's an original story, so that's what
no,
makes
I've
it
beaten the
the most
game. I've played
appealing.
and beaten both. I just didn't know that it was still going. I didn't know there was stuff added
Yeah,
to it. I've
and
played
the
and beat
Yeah.
both of them.
and the DLC
It's
has like story and stuff. It's actually
it's
really cool.
yeah. I
Enjoy it.
mean, it's. I feel like it's what Kakarot should have been, but Xenoverse was already out.
Yeah,
Like,
that's part of the reason why I haven't really gone to Kakarot because like whenever now that you've told me it plays the same too, that makes me even less want to go to it. So I'm like, well, I could just play Xenoverse and actually do different things besides just the sagas again,
all
I
right,
do
so
in
think
different ways.
let me
I
ask you
think
this,
Kakarot gives
Alan.
more freedom though.
What's up?
Like
Yeah, yeah, I guess a little bit more open world. But I want to, Alan,
Oh,
I
in
was going to ask
Kakarot.
you, your
Yeah.
two favorite fighting games are your favorite because of the story and creative
Yep, I'm not a
character
fighter.
abilities.
That's not. I tried really hard to come up with something, but I do remember playing a lot of Soul Calibur 3. I love Soul Calibur 3.
Yeah,
But
I
yes,
remember that.
the main way is the main reason is because of the extra content, not actually fighting each other.
Yeah,
That's
and I
not
love
what I
that.
want to do.
I actually love that, right? Because it's not what you'd expect to hear in a
right,
fighting category, your favorite fighting game. So that's
right.
awesome,
Especially when we're talking about sweating it on our games. Like I used
right?
to play 24/7 to
Like
be the best.
I actually went to an arcade and had to look the person in the eyes after they beat me and say "good game."
I did that with in Big Bear Arcade. I remember I was playing on Soul Calibur 1 on the console, and someone came
Mm.
up and did the whole. They pulled out their jacket and everything, and I actually beat them, and I felt
Oh my!
great.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, it was pretty surprised. I wasn't good or anything, but I guess they just weren't. They were, they weren't that good either. But they acted all tough when they came
That's
up. I remember it was
yeah.
very interesting.
I would love to get there with a fighting game to where I walk up and it's just yeah. I throw my duster back, my trench coat. I'm like, all right, saddle up because it's about to get hairy.
For sure.
But I don't have the patience for that though either.
No, I that's my biggest issue is I always because I actually got Skullgirls a while back because I had a really good tutorial system and stuff, and I wanted something that was different, and I just didn't have the patience to learn all
Yeah,
the mechanical techniques.
yeah, I don't blame you. I consider doing it with Fighter Z, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, because I really like that
Oh
game.
yeah, that game's
I
really fun
I
too. I
enjoy that
enjoy it,
game, but
but yeah, it's
like you
way too
said,
complex for
Chris,
me. I'm
if
sure.
you go online, start doing real matches online, it's like, dude, this is gonna get ugly real quick on that game, especially. People love that game. I think they entered it into like the official fighting. What
Hall
was
of
it?
Fame.
Tournaments.
Oh yeah, it's been at EDZ. I think it is what it is, right? EDZ.
Oh,
EDC.
EDZ. I don't remember what it is. It's a big fighting tournament that they do for fighting games.
I know
But
what you're
it
talking
was,
about.
yeah, it was involved in that a lot. Fighter Z, uh,
nice.
which is really cool because I haven't. I've been meaning to go through the story on that one because I've actually heard there's actually an interesting story uh,
Yeah,
in that game,
it's all
and I
right.
have it. I bought it for like $5 or $10 a long time ago, a physical version.
Yeah,
But I just haven't done that
on the
yet.
Switch, right? Switch is
No,
the highest
on the
Oh my
resolution.
Switch.
gosh, this kind of switch. Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much. All right. So for next time we record, Chris, why don't you pick the next category of my favorite
Survival.
game? Survival. Oh,
You know, like
nice.
me. You know me,
Dang.
man. I'm a survival game
I
guy.
know, but I still didn't see that one
Dang.
coming. I did not see that one coming. That's a good choice. Awesome.
Survival game.
I'm gonna have to do some. I'm gonna have to look some stuff up because I'm not.
I played a
I'm
couple. I played a couple. I got some ideas already. So
awesome.
Hey, all right. Here we go.
So I'll put it. We should put it in the notes so we don't
there
forget.
you go.
Write that in the notes.
All right. Well, we can get to our soapboxes now. I'll just keep the Dragon Ball train going real quick because mine will be pretty fast.
Yeah, man, it's a Dragon Ball
Uh,
night.
yeah, I was telling you. Yeah. So me and my son finally finished Super. We
Congrats.
were
Yeah,
towards
that's
the end of
awesome.
it. Yeah, and the new movie was coming out, so I was like, all right, this is it. We're gonna finish. I think we had like 20 or so episodes left. It was the end of the Tournament of Power. And so we finally finished it. And then I found out that Super was actually taking a place after the next two sagas. And while it probably doesn't matter for the movie, uh, I discovered that the manga had gone that far. And so I found the Shonen Jump app and started reading all the Dragon Ball manga on there, Dragon Ball Super manga, which has been pretty interesting. It's been a different experience because I've actually never read any Dragon Ball manga before
Oh,
this.
really?
No, I own a big Dragon Ball manga book that my brother got me a long time ago, but at like an anime convention.
Hmm.
But I never went through them, and now I'm kind of thinking about going back and reading the other saga, the other like Z and Dragon Ball as well, because it was actually really good to go through, and it was almost better just because there was like no filler. Uh, Also, the combat did seem a bit more rough. Like they seemed a bit more violent in the manga series.
Yeah.
But because there's no filler and you can kind of read at your own pace, it goes by a hell of a lot faster. I mean, I think I finished the entirety of it in like a week or two, just reading regularly, not
Nice.
going nuts with it or anything. So it's been pretty fun, and I've been really enjoying it. And so now I'm looking into some other mangas or animes that I've thought about getting into, but didn't want to spend a ton of time on. I'm now looking like I think I got the My Hero Academia. I started reading a couple of those, so
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can
Oh,
keep up
really?
with the anime stuff without spending a ton of time on that
Nice. Oh,
watching it.
cool. I know. I've been
Um,
harping on it for a while now.
yeah, you, my son, my brother, and my sister-in-law and my niece are all into My Hero Academia. They've all been raving
So
about it.
me and a
So
bunch of
I'm gonna give
children.
it a shot.
No, I'm just
A
kidding.
bunch of children.
I've been watching it. I've been trying to finish up the last season here recently, so it's
Oh,
good. It's
Yeah.
good stuff.
I may go watch the show as well after, but we'll see. I do enjoy the how easy it is to read it instead of watch it.
Look
Keep it in one
we're
go.
now a book podcast, everybody. This is
There we go.
now I love that. That's cool. You
Yeah.
don't hear that
So
a lot. Good
um
for you.
and I think in the Shonen Jump, I think I talked about in Discord, the Shonen Jump app is pretty cool with in the Viz app. They actually have the last three chapters of any manga that's on Shonen Jump is available for free. You don't even have to have the subscription. Which so basically, if you're caught up with your manga, you don't even have to subscribe, which is pretty cool. That was a little bonus.
Yeah, that's
Um,
nice.
but anyways, that's it. I kept it short and sweet. I hope. Uh,
It,
so
on the soapbox.
we'll just go down the line here, Kyle, and then we'll end with Chris. So
Yeah, I have a feeling that Chris is going to be a good ending to the podcast this week. So, I have been playing Breath of the Wild again on my Switch.
again, I guess the sequel's
Well,
coming out,
the
right?
DLC, the sequel's coming out. I never beat the DLC, and I finally got it, and I finally went back in because it takes a minute, right? Like that, especially that game. I feel like it takes a minute to get the controls back to kind of get a feel for it. It's a little funky. It's not
A lot
the most
funky.
yeah, it's not the most fluid game as far as controls go, but once you get back into it, you kind of figure it out. So, um, and I love it. Right, I just unlocked the motorcycle, and I didn't know I was unlocking it. I did not know that was part of the DLC. And so, like, once I beat it all, I was like, "Oh, that's what you get." It was a really nice surprise. And so I've just been, it almost sounds wrong to say I've been riding my motorcycle in a Zelda game, but that's what I've been doing, and I love it. And
Nice.
and I started thinking about that because like I know Alan, that's not your favorite, and you don't really like Breath of the Wild. So we've talked about it several times. And I
Yeah.
just couldn't understand it. And then I kind of thought about, well, like what game have I not liked recently, or just ever, that was part of a series that I usually like, and it's kind of like Elden Ring. Like I like Elden Ring, but like it's almost like you were saying, Alan. I don't. It's almost too much, right? I like Dark Souls. I played Dark Souls 3 multiple times over, New Game Plus and all that, and I liked the straightforwardness of it. I don't like wandering in Elden Ring. I don't like getting thrown out there and wandering
I
and
mean,
wasting another hour.
yeah, I feel like the only way I made it through Elden Ring personally is by having somebody who had already gone through it and knew where to go next. Because
Right.
if I had to wander around like that, I don't think I would have stuck through it.
Yeah.
Not even counting the difficulty. Just I don't do well with open world games that they
Too
give you
much
no
freedom.
guidance. Yeah, it's too
Too
much
much
freedom.
freedom.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
exactly. It's very possibly the reason why I don't. It's just you
it
can't
is
do
for
it.
me. It's too much freedom for me, and I don't like it as much. And so I get like your take on Breath of the Wild now, right? And I'm gonna have to start Elden Ring over again because I don't even know where I ended up or what I was doing. If I were to jump back in there, I'd be like, "Oh, this is a mess," right? Who knows what I need to do? And
I'll gladly come help you. I mean, I have no idea how to play anymore, but
but
I'm
yeah,
sure
but
I
I
can
don't even
figure it
have like I don't even have the desire to, though. And I'm glad that so many people got into it because I hope that more people go back and check out Dark Souls because I like those games so much more.
out. Hmm.
And I just say all this is just kind of like, finally, I guess I was able to put myself in your shoes and be like, oh, I get why you wouldn't like Zelda Breath of the Wild now, because I know you like the other ones. Um, and so it's just a matter of perspective, right? Like, I love Breath of the Wild. I don't know. It is very different from every Zelda game, though.
Hmm.
So I hope the second one comes out. I just say all that
Yeah.
to say I don't think I'm gonna play Elden Ring. I'd rather go back and play Breath of the Wild again.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense, I guess. I mean, it kind of is interesting because I think the Dark Souls games are kind of what they're based off. They're kind of based off the 3D Zelda games, right? What I've been told. Very
Mhm.
similar, very
How
dungeony.
so?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm interested. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
I
it.
could see that.
Yeah, just like dungeon crawler, beat up monsters.
I mean, there's
I don't know. That's what I've been
a
told.
lot more jump scares,
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, not the same, but anyways.
and the
Well,
difficulty. I like
yeah.
playing Breath of the Wild as like, oh, this is easy. Like, even the final boss on the DLC, I had it. I did it in one go, and I was like, oh, okay. He was difficult, but I was like, yeah, all right, I got it. Like,
Yeah.
and then
Nice.
the first boss in Elden Ring, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a while. This is gonna this is gonna take me a minute.
All right. Well, guys, last but not least, Chris, what do you got? What do you got for us?
Oh, jeez. Oh man. So it's fighting the sands of time. On Sunday, doing the thing that I love the most is playing basketball. Man, it's what I enjoy. It keeps me happy, keeps me grounded, it keeps me focused. To get through my week. I play on Sundays so that I can get through the week. Work with all these kids and all these crazy adults. But this past Sunday, unfortunately, I sustained a pretty severe injury, and it's just one of the things that everyone was telling me is like, you're getting old. It's like I'm not. It's weird to think that to go through an entire career. Oh, I guess I should say I tore my Achilles tendon, like I ruptured it. The Achilles tendon is gone,
Mm,
so I'm going to get that surgically repaired. Um, but
yeah.
it's just the idea, yeah. It's just the idea that everyone's like, oh, you just you got to be careful. You're getting older now. You got to do less this, less that, less this, less that. And I'm like, from time
Mm.
to time, you wake up and you feel like the creaks and the cracks as you're walking. You hear your ankles pop, and your knuckles ache just a little bit more. You're like, man, I'm getting old. But then you get injured, and then people tell you you're old, and you almost want to just like scream.
Mm.
It's like a weird shift in your mind where it's like, dude, you wake up, you're active, you're mobile, but it's like everything seems a little bit slower, right? Like the reaction time's a little bit slower. You're not as strong as you used to be. You're not as fast as you used to be. Just
Mm.
like, dang, maybe I am like getting old. But then you take like this injury, right? Like whatever it is, and it completely grounds you. Like I can't move, my mobility is shot. I can't walk, right? But then I
Mm.
think
Mm.
about how old I really am. I'm only 32, and I'm like, I'm not old at all. Like at all, actually. If I did this in like my 40s, like my 50s, like that's
Mm.
different. Like
Yeah.
I'm early 30s, early 30s. I'm not old. And I don't know, it gives me a different like thought process. Um when it just comes to like the idea, that notion of, man, we're getting so old, and like, oh man, it just, I don't know. I think it's just one of those things. It's like you miss it when it's gone, right? You regret it when it's
Mm-hmm.
gone, and it's like not
Mm-hmm.
having the youthfulness of mobility, because typically that's what happens, right? We get old, we lose our mobility. Like that's the
Mm-hmm.
biggest, one of the biggest signs of, outside of our memory, is our mobility, right? When we get old, and when you get it snatched away from you, you're like, oh god, like, oh man, like, oh.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's like this is coming in my future. Oh, wait, my future, not my now, right? This is not my now. This is temporary. This is not my now. So it's like, I'm not old.
Yeah.
This is not my now. It's my future for sure. Like I hope to get to this point where I'm nice and old, and it's like, man, this is my now. Like my mobility is shot. It takes me 45 seconds just to get out of bed, right? Like, it takes me 2 minutes to go to the bathroom. Like I need
Oh,
to,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
right. Like it's just like, I can't just grip it and rip it anymore. Like it's 30 seconds in and out, boom, boom. Like, but it takes a full 2-minute process just to take a leak. Like,
Rip it to win, man. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like I'm doing that now. Like I'm having to take this whole, how like, well, like you can't hold it. Like if I hold it, there's gonna be an accident because I need time.
Oh man.
Like
Okay, now I wasn't gonna say anything, but now you're sounding old. Yeah.
like because I can't move. I have
I
crutches.
know.
Like I can't put any pressure, so I can't stand. Like it's just so like, if as soon as I get that inkling that I have to pee, it's like everything has to come to a screeching halt. Because I need to make sure I got a plan to get there on time to be effective,
Mm.
right? It,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just
It
it's
makes
the
sense.
it's the weirdest it's the weirdest thing. Um, having something so yours taken away by accident, right? It was just an accident. I'm playing basketball. It's super routine. It wasn't like it was a freak accident. It wasn't like I was playing tennis and I never do that before and I made an explosive. It's like, it's literally
Hmm.
something I do all the time, something I'm around 24 hours a day. You know what I mean? Like I'm around it, I coach it, I teach it, I demonstrate all these different moves. So it's like, it's almost like basketball betrayed me a little bit. I felt like
Mm.
betrayal because it's like, I've done this for so long. It's like, why
Yeah.
now? Like, seriously, why now? And I've come down on people's feet. I've rolled my ankle 1.5 million times. I've hyperextended my knees, and I've done all those things. But it's like, why now for such a major injury? Like, why not just like a fractured foot? Like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, why such? This is like this is major.
Yeah.
Like in real life, athletes have their careers ended. Professionals, $1 million bodies, multi-million-dollar bodies, the best nutrition, and this injury ends them. Like that's done. You're done. So that the idea of just fighting the sands of time and really realizing, it, I don't know,
Yeah.
sitting around all day really gets to you when you can't
Sounds
do
like it.
what you
Yeah,
love. It gets to you.
I feel yeah.
Um, but I love it. Honestly, it's a different level of motivation to just understand that I'm not old. We're not old. I know we're all roughly around the same age, or give or take 4 years or so, but like we're not old, and
No.
I, I don't know.
And all things
I'm
considered, you're right. We're not. You're right.
I'm off the box. I'm stepping down. I'm stepping down.
You know, I don't know. I don't know what you're feeling, but we were talking about My Hero Academia, and I kind of sympathize with this character, but you're like fully embodied it now. Where when All Might lost, well, you know what? I don't know if Alan's got to this point. I don't want to spoil it, but you know All Might, right, Alan? You've said you've been reading it, or are you going to read it?
I read the first one.
All right, so I won't
First
say anything,
chapter.
but Chris, I think you know what I'm
I know
saying.
who he-
And I know where you're going with it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and I
You
felt
know where you're
that
going
when
with
it happened. Like when it happened, I felt it, and I was like, "Oh man, that is scary." Right? Like almost some of your identity was locked up in that, and that your ability to do, just to move. So I'm sorry, man.
It's all good.
Yeah,
I will
hope you feel
heal.
better, bud.
Yes.
I
Hey,
will
Kobe came
heal.
back, played a whole nother season.
Yeah, and Durant's doing a
Older,
phenomenal job.
older than you are.
Yeah, again, but multi-million-dollar rehab, multi-million
Yeah,
dollar body,
you
multi-million-dollar
you have what?
nutrition,
You have you'll have some rehab. It won't be multi-million.
multi-hundred, two to three zeros max.
3 zeros max, yeah.
Three zeros max. I'm hoping for
So
two zeros.
it just might take a little bit longer. That's all. Than those guys.
Nor playing at the highest level imaginable in a sport. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
you're not going to suit up for the Lakers when you come back. Sorry, bud.
Gotta get that 1 day contract, man. That 1 day.
Oh,
There you go.
if only.
If I didn't get hurt, I was
Yep.
on my way.
Yep.
All right. Well, like I said, hope you feel better, and hopefully we'll all get together in a couple weeks and talk about some more other stuff. We hope to see y'all there. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.